We are back.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys, and welcome back to Level Up Podcast.
Level up. We haven't been leveling up in a while, man.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's been going on, you know.
It is what it is, but we do enjoy it. So for when you guys watch it, we do appreciate it. But I guess the last couple podcasts we were kind of going into depth with basketball, but you know, I feel like since we've talked about it, there's been a lot of basketball that we've seen, right?
Yeah, a good amount.
It's at least 20 games now, right?
Yes. Well, no, maybe some teams have played like 16 to 18 games.
Okay.
Yeah, or I've seen some 19 games. Yeah, so about
Yeah, so I think we should, you know, maybe see. Maybe there's a lot of surprises. I think. I don't think there's a surprise that the West Coast is more dominant than the East Coast.
That's true. Yeah.
But who would have thought Orlando would be there when, you know, their best player got injured?
Yeah.
But they're playing with a lot of momentum, which is pretty cool. The Cavs have been ridiculous.
I was about to say they've been like the one probably biggest surprise so far out of the NBA in general because of their, you know, I think it was 15-0 they got to undefeated. Their streak just kept going and going. Everybody's like, when are they gonna lose? Like, these are just the Cavs, right?
Yeah,
but they're different Cavs team.
Yeah, and is Atlanta Hawks their kryptonite? Because I think the only two losses that they have are from the Hawks.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool.
So what do you want to dive into?
We could talk a little bit about the Knicks and a little bit about the Nets.
Okay, cool. So going into the season, now that Hartenstein is in OKC, we knew that there was going to be a level down of like you know, defensive presence, but not having Mitchell Robinson, not having who's the other one of their power forwards?
Oh, Mitchell Robinson. And,
Mitchell Robinson was a big one, but you know, I did not expect them to be ranking in like the late 20s.
Yeah. Oh, Precious Achiuwa?
Precious Achiuwa, yes, exactly. They're like in borderline like the worst category in defense efficiency. Yeah. But they're ranking all the way like top 5 in scoring. You know, they're always scoring like above like 100, 120 most times. So I kind of had that idea, like I had that mentality with Karl Anthony Towns. Because as you know, like in this modern NBA, you need this dynamic like 5 as a presence, you know what I mean? Yep. But you know, I knew that there was going to be some vulnerabilities in the defense, but they need to kind of tune that up a little bit, especially if they're going to try to compete against Boston now that Porzingis is finally back, or even with the Cavs now that Mobley has been solidifying himself as like this defensive presence and stuff. They have to find a way to pick up their defense, but luckily they have Tom Thibodeau, which is kind of a defense-oriented coach, right? And then just have all these new different faces kind of fit in the system, because last year we kind of got lucky with Hart, and then the new acquisitions of Dante DiVincenzo and
Mikal Bridges, man.
Yeah, like OG Anunoby, them coming back, and they got into it so quick. But this year it feels like it's a little like you know, it's a little slower to kind of get into and stuff. Yeah. Especially Mikal Bridges.
Exactly. That's what. Because like he's a new piece, and like it does take time to mesh together. Yeah. That's why like kind of like going back to like when they got OG Anunoby, and when he kind of like integrated so well right off the bat. Yeah. Like it was like really cool to see, because that doesn't happen often. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's really hard. But I hear what you're saying about the defensive and stuff, defensively. But I think that they're poised really well right now. They're the 4th seed right now. Yeah. You know.
And you know, I think there's some teams in the bottom that, you know, should be playing a little bit better. Yeah. You know, the Miami Heat, I think, should be leveling up. The Indiana Pacers, I don't know what's happening with Halliburton, but he's been struggling a little bit, but I can see the Pacers kind of leveling up a little bit.
I can too. Yeah, 100%. I honestly think the Sixers aren't going to be where they're at right now. You know, they're 3-14, but like
that's the Pacers. The Sixers, there's some bad juju or something.
Something's going on.
There's no way that they can be so talented in paper.
But everybody, we could go back to when they signed Paul George. Like everybody kind of knew this story. Like everybody heard this story already with Paul George. We know what he is, and like you know what I mean. He's an injury-prone player. Like, and it hasn't like it's like you need other players to be. And like finally, we've finally seen it. Tyrese Maxey's now injured too. Like, you know, he's going through it. Like before, he was like an Iron Man. Yeah. Like Tyrese Maxey, you can always depend on. But now it's like you can't. Like you need guys who are dependable. Like, you know what I mean? And like Embiid, he has an injury-prone history too. Yeah. Like you need to solidify that. Like you need to have depth. Like, you know what I mean?
And I like the fact that Tyrese Maxey called out Joel Embiid. He was pretty much like, you are pretty much the number one. You know, you should present yourself as the number one. You know, you can't be being late all the time. You know, doing things like half-ass. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to be. You know, you have to lead by example. Exactly. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very disappointing, right? Do they still have like 2 or 3 wins? I'm not too sure, but that's rough.
Yeah, it is, and it's like it's only gonna get harder when you dig yourself into a double-digit hole like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The season's going to get like it's a long season, but like other teams are going to be getting better and like striving. Like other teams have injuries too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then let me just backtrack to the Knicks again, I guess.
Yeah.
Their core is so good, but I feel like Jalen Brunson still has to kind of get into the rhythm of being pass-oriented.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like last season, specifically, he had to be the guy, like, shoot.
Yeah.
But now, like, they have OG Anunoby, which is a 3-and-D, but Kai Bridges, that's a 3-and-D efficiency.
Yeah.
You know, as a Brooklyn fan.
Yeah.
And now they have Carl.
He's a great passer, too.
Karl Anthony Towns, which you can argue is one of the best shooting centers in the game right now. So he has all these weapons. It's like a different kind of it's a different kind of environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could see it taking time. I love how he works, like how he finesses and pace with the ball. So I'm extremely optimistic. I know that they have like that 5-year span.
Yeah.
But you know, it just stinks because you have Boston, which is in ready now mode too.
Yeah.
So you just have to you have to level up to their consistency.
Yeah.
And then in the West, I think it's pretty straightforward of what we anticipated. Oklahoma City, is doing well.
The Rockets are doing well.
The Rockets have been kind of like a little bit of a surprise, but they've had talent.
Yeah.
Even the Detroit Pistons with Cunningham, I'm pretty excited because I was a big fan of him coming out of college, and then they had that historic losing streak, and then now they're starting to kind of figure it out, with Hardaway and veteran leaders and stuff.
Right.
The West is just so hard, man.
Yeah, it's really hard. You have Golden State. I'm just reading the top 6 right now. OKC, Houston, Golden State, Memphis, Lakers, and Clippers, right? And then at the 7 and the 8, you have the Nuggets and the Mavericks, and the 9th and 10th, Suns and Spurs.
Yeah.
And then below that, the Kings, the Wolves, and the Blazers.
But those are all playoff bound teams.
Yeah, I'm reading into the 13th. There's only 2 teams I didn't call, which was the Jazz and the Pelicans. They're at 4 wins for the season, but that's ridiculous, man.
That's ridiculous.
The 11th worst team in the West is the Kings. That's crazy. Their roster is so solid.
Yeah.
They're only 9 and 10. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a dogfight in the West, as usual.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Yeah. All these teams have in the West, superstars mixed with a whole bunch of young players. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. almost each team. There's somebody to mention. Houston's kind of the exception. They're just all young.
Yeah, and that's why I think a lot of the superstars are going to try to go to the East Coast.
Yeah.
And this is when I feel like Brooklyn should take advantage of. You know what I mean?
It's hard right now, man. Because if you have the option to go to Brooklyn or one of these other teams, you know what I mean, I don't know what's more attractive. I mean, I will say one thing: Cam Thomas, bro. He's a very attractive piece.
Cam Thomas is nice. I love Claxton.
Yeah.
They have a couple young players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ben Simmons is having. I think he almost had a double last game.
Yeah.
I think he's playing pretty good today.
Yeah.
It would be nice. I like when they put him in the 5 and the 4.
Me too.
And then having him with the ball.
Yeah. In transition, like he really shines. You know what I mean? Like it's effortless, like for him.
Yeah.
But like when it's like offense and like they kind of get the defense is able to get set and he's on offense, he's like shaky. You know what I mean?
But it's perfect for like the regular season. But in the playoffs, they're gonna pretty much put him in the most vulnerable spot, which is shooting, which has been his issue his whole career.
Yeah.
But I think I think Brooklyn is doing the right things of building up like strong young core.
Yeah.
And then seeing if they can maybe either trade maybe somebody like a disoriented person.
I hear you.
You know, but like they're not that far away. You know, what are they? Are they like 13th place?
They're 9 and 10. They're 8th place. But there's a whole bunch of Milwaukee, Indiana, and the Nets and the Hawks. They all have 9 wins. So it's a mix. It's a mix up.
Yeah, those are all pretty good teams.
Yeah, and then the Heat, Chicago, they have 8 wins, but different amount of losses because teams have played a different amount of games so far.
So, as a Nets fan, what do you think that what they need to kind of put them to like a playoff team, because they're in the play-in tournament right now, right?
Yeah. They're in the 8th seed right now. If it was to start tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I do like what I'm seeing so far, between Jordy Fernandez being the new coach. And like how he uses these guys, and like because like even though like there's a new coach, there's also a new roster too. So it's like a lot of new things to talk about for the Nets. Like, you know what I mean? And like like in terms of their success or like their failure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
like Jordy Fernandez kind of like he seems pretty competent in terms of like how he uses guys and like in minutes and like in different situations.
Yeah.
He's letting Dennis Schroeder and Cam Johnson do their thing from like the backcourt position, which I love. He's kind of just letting them like shoot as much as they want, which is great. Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's not restricting them at all. Claxton, like I see him coming off the bench and stuff, and they're using Zaire Williams, like another guy.
Yeah, I think he's starting it today.
Yeah.
They have a lot of young talent.
They have like young talent. They kind of getting hit with injuries right now. Like, let me see.
But that's everybody right now.
It is, yeah. Like, I don't know if it's for maintenance too, but Tyrese Martin, I didn't even know who this guy was. He dropped a 30-piece against the Suns and helped them win against the Suns. The day, like 2 games before that, the Nets beat the Warriors. Like, you know what I mean? On the road. These are like they're on the West Coast tour right now. So those are nice things I like to see. Like, I know like in a 7-game series, like these guys can hold themselves against the Nets. You know what I mean? But it's nice to see that they're competing at such an early part in the season, you know, with new guys, new pieces, and like injuries, and they're kind of just like throwing these guys minutes. Like, you know, Cam Johnson's been doing great, Trendon Watford's been doing great, and you know, Keon Johnson. So it's nice. What they need in terms of what they need to be a playoff team. It's hard to say right now, man.
Yeah, but what they're doing is good for now.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And then we'll see, because if they're at this like if they're at this like 8 seed, what are they gonna do to kind of get a little bit, or are they gonna kind of sit there and be like, oh, we're doing good, you know what? Let's just see what we're doing good and improve it upon that.
Right. Use our draft picks again. You know what I mean? And then, and then it's it depends on how they want to do it. Their past says that they're going to trade. You know what I mean? And they do have draft capital as well.
But the good thing about Brooklyn is that they've been able to acquire premium players.
Yeah.
Like Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett.
Oh my gosh. You can go down the list.
Kyrie Irving,
Joe Johnson, Darren Williams, man.
Dude, those are all studs.
Yeah.
Bro. So that's why, like, if it was like the Knicks never got a solidified maybe Stephon Marbury.
Yeah.
But now with Karl Anthony Towns,
that's huge. It brings it to a different level. Dude. I don't think it's been that big for the Knicks in a long, long time. Yeah. Maybe Carmelo. I will say that.
Yeah, you're right. Carmelo Anthony, Amadi Stoudemire, and then when they got Rasheed Wallace and those like Jason Kidd,
Carmelo was a good
huge.
Time.
Yeah, but everybody knew Carmelo was gonna go. There was some
maybe not to the Knicks.
Well,
actually, no. It was
coming from Syracuse and stuff.
Yeah,
and like,
you're right. Yeah.
But with Karl Anthony Towns, there was just just little whispers in the corner, and then but it kind of going into fruition just complements the World Wide West and those people like the organization and stuff. But what I see in the first kind of like period, it's a little for the Knicks. I think that they're doing what they need to be doing. Obviously, there needs to be improvement, but they're the 4th seed, and
exactly.
You can't hate on that.
No.
And same thing with Brooklyn. I think they're outperforming expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. To be honest, like it's a pleasant surprise, very pleasant. Especially seeing Dennis Schroeder kind of like, like he got traded there, like what I mean. Just kind of like, I don't know. Like I don't know if like if he really was meant to be kind of like the leader that he is now, like what I mean, because like he really stepped up and took that role. I didn't know if he was meant to be that guy. You know what I mean? I thought like he might be a training piece for later. That's yet to be seen. Yeah. But like I really just love the way that he's playing for them right now. He's just playing so hard.
Yeah, he is playing hard. I do feel like he would be like a really good I think he could be like a 6-man.
Yeah.
And then maybe get like a.
But he's showing you like I'm more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That
like,
is true. That's maybe I'm being greedy.
That's what I'm saying. Like greedy. And like he's been so good in the past, and like he's been limited to small roles. But like I remember him in the Hawks, man, and like he was so good.
Yeah, he was good in the Hawks.
And he's carried the same game here, so that's exciting.
I don't know, Emmanuel quickly. I think that the Nets need like a fast player. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Somebody that will quick who's the talking about Sacramento or like a who's the guy from the
Sacramento
Darren Fox or Maxey. I think they need somebody like that to kind of help booster them up to kind of like a little bit better than what they're doing, but that's kind of like what our general sense as of right now.
Yeah.
Both pretty happy about the results so far. I know that there's a lot more to go.
Yeah.
But it looks like the Knicks are still in the mid-season tournament, or the Nets still in there.
The Nets will be for the NBA Cup. You mean?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Because the Nets are playing right now.
They're playing right now. They're playing Orlando.
Yeah.
And it's been a close game, I think. But yeah, I think let me see. But you know what else I'm excited for? Like the Christmas schedule for NBA. It's solid.
Yes. Well, we appreciate you guys listening. Please just give us a like, a comment, but we just appreciate your support and listening to us. We thank you guys. And for those, merry happy holidays. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Thanks.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.